Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, and just starting this one off with a thank you from me and George for all the great comments that we had from the previous video. The number of people that have subscribed has been brilliant, and the number of views on that video has been fantastic, so we're really happy, aren't we, mate? Yeah, he's just enjoying some sweets, so he's bound to be happy. But yeah, so before we start off, I just want to say that thank you to everyone. I say if you haven't subscribed already, please feel free to subscribe. It is free. Like the video if you do like the video, and feel free to drop us some comments at the end. So let's get started, shall we, George?
Yeah.
Show them the latest video.
Yeah.
Okay, and what do you say?
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, good lad. Okay, so we've got in this box a replacement wing mirror. When I got the car, the wing mirror literally was hanging down off here and holding onto the cable, so I took it off because it's just the connector there, and then put some tape around it just to protect it. To take the wing mirror off is really simple. It's just literally these two connections here, as long as a certain person isn't trying to open the door while I'm trying to fix it. So I'm going to get those two bolts off, and don't you encourage him. I'll get these two bolts out, get this unit off, and then bolt the new one on, and there's like a little cover that clips over the top of this, and I'll say it's just that electrical connector, so I'm going to do that now while they, I don't know, trash the interior. Thank God I got all the glass out. Right, we'll cut back in a second when I've got that off. Right, so onto the wing mirror. These are the bits I was quite impressed with. They new foam inserts that actually go on here. So I've cleaned the area off where I took the old mirror off, and then say the new mirror just literally bolt straight onto there, and the connectors on the back. The one thing I was quite impressed with is the quality. I mean, it even comes with the mirror in it. I thought I'd have to change the glass over. I've already got the original cover for the wing mirror off the other one because it wasn't damaged, so I'm going to clip that on there, but it does come with a primed one which is sat there on the dash. So let's get this installed and get all these foam gaskets in there as well. Okay, so that's the two foam bits installed on there. So literally all I've got to do now is just feed the wire that's on there through this hole on the back, connect it into that, and then put the two bolts back in. There we go, so that's the connector back in there. Just tuck that out of the way, and then this plate feel that's secure on that side. Maybe that's in the way. So there we go. Just needed a bit more pressure. Send that home, and then we got crikey until it's new. There we go, it'll just fold. That is solid. Nice. So I'll get the cover off the old one now. So I'm going to have a look at this. So the cover, I'm guessing, holds in through that clip there, and possibly there. So I'm just going to have to be really careful with it, getting it off, and then we'll clip that on next. So there we go. That's the wing mirror reassembled. Need to get all of this glue off. Annoyingly, can't seem to get it to go home, so I think there's just something almost like catching here. So when I've got more time, I'll take this off and just maybe shave a tiny bit off it there and put it back in. But I mean, the other wing mirror is going to need to go off for paint. So let's just recap what's left to do. So, oh yeah, clean it. Okay, so next step, the much needed clean. I mean, you can see all this green. I have to try and get some of these off. I've got some tar and glue remover, I think, somewhere, so that should hopefully just come off quite nicely. And then, yeah, we'll start to reveal the true colour of this car. So that's it all cleaned up. It's come up really nicely. I've got all the glue residue off the wing mirror, and I made a start on this door as well, but I ran out of chemical, so I've still got a little bit of that to come off. But actually, I think overall, I've just stuck some tyre dressing on the tyres because they always look better when they're a bit blacked out. Overall, I'm really happy. This has only slightly broken the paint there, so I think if we got a PDR on that, paintless dent repair, they'll be able to pull that back out. On the roof, we've got a ding here, a couple little dents over there, and I think there's one over the driver's side. But other than that, it's really tidy. And I mean, the only damage I noticed extra after the wash was this. And I don't even know if it's worth bothering with because it's such a minor mark, and there's a little bit of a scuff around here, but all these kind of little surface scuffs here, that one there obviously where the wing mirror has been sliding back and forth, and then this one down here on the wheel arch, that'll all polish out because it's not deep enough to have actually broken the lacquer. This is the residue left over from the number plate tape when I took off. So there's quite a good little tip. So these are basically just like a cheap £1 pack of makeup removal wipes. They're like the cotton ones. And then all you have to do, if you want to kind of break down this glue, is kind of very gently take off any of the kind of residue, the foam that's left. So you're just left with the glue. And then, and I'll try and do this with one hand, get yourself some tar and glue remover. Try and not get too much on. It's alright, this is safe for paintwork, so if it does spill on the car, it's okay. Kind of soak a pad and then like literally kind of pack it on there, and because of the chemical on it, it will actually stick. Just wipe that excess off. And then do the same with another one. Again, sorry, really difficult with one hand. And then kind of just place it over there. And what that actually does is it stops any kind of runoff of the chemical, or reduces massively the amount of runoff from the chemical. And if you kind of leave it there for a couple of minutes, that breaks it down, and then you can use the pad just to kind of rub it away. So leave those on there, go around all these bits of glue and the same on the front, and just clean that up. There you go, after about 5 minutes soak on each of the pads, just literally wiped off. I think some of these, well, these have been on here for quite a long time, but there are scratches on there, so I think at some point someone scratched it, but I'm not too fussed because it's going to be sat behind the number plate anyway. And yeah, I've just got the pads now sat on the front, loosening off the glue on that, and then we'll do a wipe over. This has had isopropanol wipe over the top of it, so that when I put the sticky pads on for the new number plate, it bonds straight onto it with no issues. Okay, so it's a couple of days later since we did the clean of the car. Luckily, it stayed relatively clean because we've got a lot of building work going over in the background, and the amount of dust that gets coated over the cars at night is not great. So I'm just going to go around and do a bit of a snag as to the last things we need to do on the outside. As you can see, we now have number plates. I stuck those on yesterday. This button doesn't work on the boot, so I need to get that sorted out. Now, I've had this before on just a standard 500 where it's just the contacts not worked. The boot release is fine on the key, so I don't think it's an issue with the wiring loom. I think it's more to do with the actual button itself. Other things, this bit of trim here is proud, so I need to have a look at that, maybe just heat up the plastic on the inside to kind of reshape it, and there is a slight crease there in the actual metal of the wing, so it might just need tucking round. I'm going to message a couple of people about the dents in the roof and the bonnet to get that sorted out, and I'm going to get a quote for the wing mirror cover to be replaced against having it resprayed. And then from an outside point of view, and I might need your help with this, I've been hunting around to try and find the cover, so there should be obviously one of these on this side as well, but it's missing. And I've looked, do a bit of tidy up on the chrome, I've looked all over the place, and they're all around about 100 to 120 quid. Now, I really just don't think for a piece of plastic that goes over there, that's really not justified. So if any of you have got a link or know somebody who's maybe breaking in Abarth who has one of those covers, or maybe the entire lower grille available, please comment in the comments below the description, and just tag me in there with their details, and I'll get in touch. But yeah, I think that's, you know, a nice turnaround on the outside. What we'll get on to next, probably not in this episode. Oh, sorry, one thing I forgot, I'm waffling. I need this little piece of plastic trim cover here as well, so I need to order one of those. But yeah, then I think in the next video we're going to tackle that interior, and there is a slight tear in the back of the passenger seat, so I also want to get that attended to, so hopefully we can stitch it or repair it in some way, and go from there. Okay, so I thought we'd quickly go through the paperwork that came with the car, because so I can show you how good this is as a deal, and then at the end of that I will reveal to you the price I paid for it. So I'm sorry I forgot it in the first video, but a number of people commented, so I will include it on this one. So we've got obviously the service book here, and let's just flick through. There we go. So we pretty much stamped all the way through. So we're starting 2012 all the way up to 2021. So bear in mind the car's done 45,400 miles. So we're talking about 2,200 miles since its last service. And that was in 2021, so 28th of January 2021. So just over a year, no, over 2 years ago. 2 years? No, it's 3, isn't it? That's 3 years, crikey. So it's literally in 3 years, it's done 2,000 miles. So when I found this in the car, this filled me with confidence, because I think it was, cam belt and water pump was done at 31,600, and in a pile of the paperwork, which I won't go into in here, because it's got some of the people's details on, it also has the sales invoices for all of the services in there as well, which is really handy. So that's the service covered. And then this was the interesting, so this was the information on the SA or SS kit. I've gone through this list. I don't know if you can see that, but the majority of all this is in Italian, so I have no idea what some of these things are. I mean, what is our Cartuccia Filtro? Is that our BMC filter? Yeah, we can work that one out. And then all these extra bits. So all this kit was installed when the car got delivered to the dealership, and apparently they shipped like a massive box of stuff. So you've got like 4 Brembo wheels. You also have got information there on the fact that ECU. So this car's actually been remapped as well by Fiat, and so that takes it up to 160 brake, I think it is. And then more importantly, the certificate with the unique kit number of 3683, and the VIN number that matches to the car. So really happy with that. So now we basically know that the kit was all genuine. It wasn't just like a body kit that anybody put on there or changed any wheels. It is a genuine SS, which then brings on to the price. So I had a look, and the price of the SS kit when you had that was £2,500. Now I can tell you quite happily, I didn't even pay that for the car. Turn you around, sorry, in the office at the moment. So I paid £1,650 for that car from the auction. Yes, there were fees on top of it, so the total cost was £2,043. Now I went online, had a look, and I couldn't find one of those used for less than sort of £4,000 or £5,000. So straight off, it's half the price. And then you might say, oh, but it's categorised. Well, I've been doing some checks, and I keep on checking. I'm only using like the free access. So if you go onto like Auto Trader, put your car edge in, the Auto Trader website will actually go off and do a check and tell you if there's a category associated with the car. At the moment, it shows no category, no nothing against it. It was listed by Copart as a category N, but it's not the first time that Copart have made a mistake and listed something incorrectly. So I'm going to keep that car for 3 months. Run it, snag it, make sure everything's okay. I'll get another service done on it, probably at the dealership, just so it keeps that good, consistent service history. And then we'll get that car listed for sale. While I'm making the video today, I can tell you that I've also won another car. That is being delivered to me this afternoon. So when we've completed this series on the Abarth, I will then jump onto that new car, and I will reveal it on Instagram probably a week's time from this video going out, so you know what it is. I just need to have a look around it, kind of get the first bit of footage of it being delivered and go from there. So yeah, going back to the Abarth, last few things that we need to do. So I need to fix the plastic trim underneath the steering column. I need to fit a new key barrel. Now I could have glued the one that's on there because it's just a little plastic cap that's come off the end, but considering how important that is of, you know, operating the car, I was like, we'll just buy a new one. And it was like 160 quid. So because I know I could get them off eBay secondhand, but you don't know the history of them. But I thought 160 quid from the dealer, and we know that's all fine. So quick run through of the cost to date. So we've got £2,043 for the car, £60 for the collection, £35 for the window. I think it was £36 for the wing mirror because I paid for next day shipping to get it here quicker. And what else have I bought? It's £25 for the trim that goes underneath the steering column. And I'm just trying to think of what else. Oh, and 2 tyres. Or was it 1 tyre? No, just 1 tyre we've done on that, sorry. The rear driver's side tyre, and that was £73 for a Toyo because it was on special offer. So I think that's pretty good from a bargain point of view. I hope you guys agree, and we'll get the interior done on the next video. And also I've got it booked in for an MOT, so we'll get it through the MOT and just make sure it passes everything okay with that. And then that will pretty much, maybe one more video after that if I take it for the paintless dent repair, and then I've got to give it a machine polish to kind of bring it up. But I think other than that, we're pretty much there with this car. So wait till you see the next one. That's going to be a fun one as well. And yeah, again, thanks for everyone for watching.
Yeah.
So just say that. Don't forget to subscribe.
Don't forget to subscribe.
That's right. Don't forget to subscribe.
I won't.